that we just needed to talk to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so for example, Wayne, can you see my screen right now?
I can.
All right. So first of all, it's not a surprise to anybody that we've been having anomalies in our, oh, good. Somebody just spent money on my card. Anyway, that's what you know. I'll get that out now. All right. Anyway, back to this. So that might be funny to the audience. But anyway, so first this is your picture, Wayne, from your neighborhood. I mean, tell us what you saw here. This is Friday night, I think, right?
Saturday morning.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with me. Saturday morning. Go ahead. I'll just shut up.
So this is Saturday morning, and as you can see, I have the sequence of this when we'll get to this, but so I immediately saw something as the moon began to set. This is looking directly southwest. The sun has not come up, and we know now from our physicists, we're seeing light rays emanating from behind the moon, from the southwest horizon. That is impossible for our sun to be doing that. I mean, for us to see light rays, and you can see exactly where they're coming from. And we're seeing this all over the world now. I have a person who sent me a picture that he took the same thing in Houston. So, yeah, very interesting. Hey, Scott.
What's happening, fellas?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing?
I could probably use a Xanax. It's been a rough day.
I hate to hear that. You know, just in the research wise, or just in general.
Oh, I'm tired of these trolls sending me death threats. I got about 7 of them today.
What morons?
Yeah, the debunkers. That's what. Yeah, they know nothing.
No. I mean, this picture here. I mean, you know, this is not normal. I don't care what anyone says. We know from just understanding photons, and if you want to know more, go to Having Fun with Photons over on my channel. That was just a gross advertisement. But so, yeah, I mean, the phenomenon, Scott, is starting to happen so fast, so quick, and in so many different directions. I don't know how you deny it.
Yeah, that's an absolute fact. I mean, believe it or not, I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and, I get into my email, and every day is a surprise from around the world. I mean, I literally have people from around the world keeping track of what's going on. I wish everyone was more enlightened, but just today I had video of a flyby in Scotland, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, and Hawaii, all on the same timeline.
Wow.
And
and Scott, can I ask you a quick question? Just because it's establishing a premise for tonight's show, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. That's what really prompted the thinking that I had this morning as I turned your video on after I uploaded the Dave Dobbs interview from yesterday. And I sat and thought about what was up there, and it completely aligned with the magnetopause problem.
Well, yeah, I was.
The question was it always involving the moon?
Yeah, I heard whose uptake was that about the moon? Was that Mike or BP Earthwatch that had somebody had their theory about the moon and some solar energy?
Whatever, man. That was what Terrell actually, Terrell Blackstar sent me a note today. And let's try not to interrupt each other. But Terrell Blackstar today sent me a note, because I just interrupted you. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. He sends me a note today, and he says, here's what happened on the magnetopause. It was a kind of it was like a reverb ricochet from the moon to the Earth. And there was this kind of an eddy of energy that came back through all this kind of crazy stuff. And I'm here to tell you guys, I mean, I'm going to show you something right now. I mean, just even today, I think we can see the moon on here. No, that day that we were watching it on Saturday, the moon was clearly not causing it because it was being affected by the same phenomenon in the Y and the Z cut, which is how we look at it, Scott.
Well, in fact, the moon was taking a full frontal assault from the backside, and I'm telling you, what this is showing us, it's collaborating with whatever we saw on the Y cut, the Z cut, as well as what we saw on the magnetic lines.
And on Scott's video that he's going to show us here in a minute, when he gets a chance to take the screen over. But here's also another corroborating photo here. This was from Hawaii. Again, the same object, I think, Scott, that was captured, only I don't have video. We just have stills of it.
Yeah, that looks pretty close.
Yeah, I think it's just a still of what you have been catching all over the world.
And by the way, Scott, I had a subscriber send me an article from Norway. On Saturday, they recorded a plasma discharge, and they actually found the hole in the ice where the plasma hit.
My God, are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Here again is the Hawaii shot, this time with a little cloud cover. This what we think is the star poking its eyes through here. But in this shot, she actually is able to catch a picture of the debris trail of this object as the sky cleared.
Wow, look at that. That's absolutely amazing.
Isn't that just hideous, though?
Yeah, it looks like a porous rock.
Yeah.
Magnified.
You know, one has to wonder about the material that is being dumped by these objects in our solar system and what effect it's having on the sun, right, guys? I mean,
well, listen, we've had the most unusual 5 days of weather here in Colorado. I mean, seriously, guys, last week on Wednesday, we set a new record low. By Thursday, the hot wind started, and it has been blowing now, going on the 5th day. On Sunday, I think it was Saturday, we set an all-time record high, some 30 degrees above normal. Coincidence? I don't think so.
it makes one wonder, you know, how close this stuff is. So, hey, Wayne, I'm going to turn the screen over to you.
Okay.
And you go ahead and I think you had a couple images you wanted to show.
Yeah. Let me see here, Steve. I am viewing Steve Olson's. I know I'm Steve. You cannot. He says you have to turn it over to me, Steve.
I think I just did. Did that work?
No, it says you cannot.
Here, stop for 1 second. I think you know how it's like when somebody's got the electric door and it's like they keep trying to open the door and you're like, stop doing the doorknob for a second. All right, now you try.
Okay, let's see. Well, this is just really okay.
So Scott, anyway, while we're getting our act together here, what else are you hearing out there, man?
Oh, quite a bit. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and give either one of you guys a bunch of word salad, but
oh, come on, please. I like that.
All we're trying to say, and we'll just triangulate it, and I'll simplify it one more time and then turn it to you, Scott, for a second. But what we're trying to say is that we had this magnetopause and BP, all these people are reporting on it, and they've all come up with these whacked out theories. When Scott, WSO, Wayne himself in Colorado, sightings in Hawaii, Scotland, that we've corroborated together with Scott because we insist on corroborating with Scott, and he insists on corroborating with us. We see the object behind the moon, which is exactly where that was coming from. So that's the point we were making, Scott. And now it's yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And this new team member that we brought on over the weekend, her name is Linda. She's absolutely fantastic. Now, she's not a professional or amateur astronomer, but she is a Earth space science teacher with, almost 30 years of experience. Now, she does love astronomy, and she was the one who tipped me off about the magnetopause and magnetosphere collapse. And, she's been viewing my station, your channel, and she sent me the email, and I just, happened to get it like instantaneous. And whenever she was showing me this, she was explaining it to me. And, because again, I'm not a weather scientist, a space weather scientist, but I understand all of this. And she was pointing out the large, massive energy behind the Earth, not in front of the Earth, between the sun and the Earth, because that pressure was actually, that energy was kind of low, wasn't it?
Yes.
Very low. And then there was this huge, I'll call it a bubble, that actually moved up and just fluctuated right into the magnetosphere, and there it went. Boom. It just collapsed. Now, when I spoke with her about this, I asked her point blank, I said, Linda, give me in layman's terms, what would create this? And she said, well, there's a few things. And she said, number one would be a highly, electromagnetized planet, that has a lot of magnetism, basically. And she said that could be funneled out tens of millions of miles, and that would affect our planet. And I said, okay, so do you think the possibilities of Nibiru getting closer to us? And she said, absolutely. She said, I'm the same as you. I've been researching this for a long, long time, but the information trail kind of ran dry on us for a good number of years. And then later on, we had almost another collapse. And then almost 24 hours later, almost in the same time period, the following evening, it happened again. So
yes,
that consistency and the time frame is what really, really caught my eyes and ears.
Scott, this line is being turned up and down, and then also we're also hearing like somebody cutting in.
you're being recorded, Scott.
By the government.
Yeah, I can hear it. You're being recorded, brother.
We mean no harm to you or your family, Mr. Government. Why don't you try to sign back in again, Scott?
Okay, I'll do that, because I'm in a nice quiet room. I have my headset on, and I'll do that real quick.
If you don't mind trying to, you might have to, if there's something other different than a headset. Headset's a good way for them to break into your communications, by the way.
Okay, hold on 1 second. So I just leave the meeting?
Yeah, leave the meeting.
So
anyway,
Steve, Mr. BB is saying the K index for the geomagnetic storm that just hit us was over 1100. He says that this is unprecedented and the charts have never recorded any solar stream this high. So why can't I get to share the screen here? That's what